past 4 years, our occupancy grew by about 10% across all 3 levels of care: independent living, assisted living, and skilled nursing and rehab. And we are way above national averages. So that's a wonderful testimony to all the wonderful things that Life Care Services has done in the past 4 years.
I think one of the things that helped us was our weekly internal meetings as far as with our nursing, marketing, and admission staff. That way we're able to talk about our referrals that are pending, logistics of our building, any of those who are at risk in the community who needs more support and aid, how we can continue to help them while they're here.
Clinical team, the nurse managers, do you think it was difficult getting buy-in from the clinical team to get involved in this process?
I don't think it was tough to get buy-in from the clinical team because I think everyone here really wants what's best for our residents. So if we see an issue, that they're not safe in their current environment, everyone would work hard to get them where they need to be.
Okay, so I think the consistent messaging from the get-go with our prospects coming into the marketing office looking for independent living and assisted living, always noting that we do have inpatient rehab that's open to everybody, is our way of supporting all of you with this process too, because sometimes people need a decision to come in for rehab before they're actually a resident. So not only are you helping us by referring to us, but we're in a way referring to you as well.
Using Salesforce allows us to track all the activity with our prospects. Anyone can look in the database and see what's going on with them. And it also helps us to advance them towards a closing as well.
So as the liaison, I utilize Salesforce all the time. I read Brenda and Michelle's notes. I can see what their financials are. If that information is available, I can see how far away they are from committing to a move. And once I get that information, I can definitely utilize that when I'm doing my interview while they're in the hospital setting.
We average about 3 move-ins to other levels of care from rehab per month, which is really amazing considering 4 years ago, we had none to maybe 1 a year. So that's really been a tremendous improvement.
When utilization review, the sales team sits in on that call and listens in to see if there are patients that are interested in staying with our community and how they're progressing in their rehab. The team often makes recommendations that it's not safe discharge for them to go back to their current home and that they are interested in staying with us. So that does prompt us to, pay them a visit, bring them information, offer to show them the community while they're here.
I also think it helps the marketing team for independent living and assisted living to keep everybody in rehab aware of what's going on, where we're at in the process. The family has already come in and experienced the other part of the building. The family has done their financial application. They've signed a contract with us. And that goes both ways, because by us being on utilization review meetings, we're learning up to date what their medical status is. And that way we can help the family to be aware of the discharge date, alert the rest of the community of the transition. So it's really nice to work together as a whole team to get through that process, because it's difficult for the families.
Opportunity for the new resident to be familiar with just having familiar faces, from admissions to the marketing team to the social worker, for even transitioning with the therapy and the nursing, by having those introductions, so that when you are browsing around the community, you see a familiar face and we're always saying hello to make you feel welcome.
I think it does provide a level of comfort to them to know that they have a whole team surrounding them that's here to help them, and that we're working together, to make their experience here the best it can be. And just to show them that if they did move in here, all of these people and resources are available to them that they don't have at home.
I think too what has an impact is when they decide to move in, our rehab team will take them down to their new room and do rehab and get them comfortable in their room before they actually move in.
The other thing we started doing this year, we want to promote the whole community, because a lot of times people only come in for the rehab, or the rehab's only need at the time. So remember, this year we did put the placards in all of the rehab rooms, spelling out all the different levels of care. We put all of the trifold brochures for all the levels of care at the entrance of rehab as well. So Brenda's right, there is a lot of opportunity for people to just learn more about us, even if they don't stay this time. They're going to remember the great care they got with all of you, and they're going to come back. When they're ready, they're going to come back.
So the customer experience definitely improved. When they come in from the hospital, it's a lot of unknown what to do. So I like to tell them, relax, come in, do your therapy. Someone will be in and can show you the entire building or what you want to see. So there's no rushing. There is a lot of downtime in the therapy after it's complete, so they can take advantage of that downtime and get to see our wonderful community. So that's what I love about the process.
I also find it really interesting when I go to meet the families in rehab too, that many of them have already visited through other parts of the building. They've come out to the cafe and the dining room, and they've found the greenhouse. And the other thing I think is most important, and probably our greatest influencers, residents from the outside or patients from the outside that come into rehab get to spend time with our residents over there as well. And we've had quite a few sales where they've been neighbors with somebody that already lives here, and I think the residents convince them to stay.
Yeah, I think the residents are our best salespeople.
I agree.
Yes.
And I think
So the sales team has divided up the rooms in rehab, so we each have our assignments, and when we get an admission notice, we do pay every new patient a visit. We bring them a welcome gift, so there's little goodies in the bag for them, and some things that they just need while they're in rehab, like a pen, a simple thing like a pen, paper, puzzle books, cards, lotion, and information about all of the levels of care that we offer here. So when we pop in, we introduce ourselves. We talk a little bit about the other areas of the community to see if there's an interest level there. Sometimes they'll ask us for additional information, so we'll bring them information on a specific level of care, like apartment living or assisted living. And hopefully we then schedule a time to show them that level of care and their family, if they're part of that decision-making process. It's a great opportunity. They're a captive audience, so to speak, and they get to learn about us while they're here.
good.
I think another positive aspect that we have as a facility is that when we do have residents and their families come in and they see the fast response time between the different departments of when rehab, and we tell the marketing team that there's somebody who's interested in the facility and just the different departments that come together and communicate, I think, it does kind of put them at a sense of ease, the families and the residents, because it does show that we're fast in our response time, that we are trying to communicate as much as possible when we are giving care to their loved one and putting them in the proper placement that they should be.
And I think it really has increased employee engagement because they understand how their work contributes to the success of a team within the different departments as well.
They get to see the residents after they move in, thriving and doing well, and it makes our team feel good.
So with the community involvement, it definitely shows, especially with achieving that road to 95 and winning the award this year. It shows that what we're doing as a team is successful.
I agree. I think it doesn't just show in our occupancy results, but also in our financial results and our team member engagement results. So overall, a win.